この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am finally back for season 2 of Modazushi. I first off want to apologize for the long break that's been taken here. For those of you who don't know, I'm going through some sort of personal upheaval and trying to move, move house, which means going and visiting places and finding out stuff and trying to figure out rent and figure out how much I can afford and filling out applications, and it's draining and it takes a lot of time, and I don't have a lot of time. So in the interim, I have been using Thursdays, which were the Modazushi days. I've been using what time I have on Thursdays to further that goal. But at the moment, I have a sort of brief respite. Not sure how long it'll last, but a brief respite where I'm relatively stable where I am for now. Come the next month or two, things are going to get shaky, but we've got a little bit of time now, and I don't want to keep people waiting too much longer. Also, don't want to keep myself waiting too much longer. Now that Godong Subs has, forgive me for pronunciation as usual, but now that they have finished subbing the entire second season, 8 episodes though it is, I feel like we need to go ahead and jump on into it. This first video is going to be 1 episode, and that's it. We're just going to do episode 1 of season 2, and we'll see how many we end up doing in future videos, in future reactions. We'll just play it by ear. But I am kind of, just because it's such a short season, I'm thinking might as well savor it a little. So probably 1 to 2 episodes per video is what you can expect moving forward. We will, as usual, play it by... My lights just changed. We will, as usual, play it by ear and just watch what we feel like watching, and if there are cliffhangers, I will probably get sucked in and need to watch more than 1 episode, but we'll cross that blah, 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 blah. We'll bridge that cross when we pass... No, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And let me just quickly fix my lights, because they're on a timer, and I got an extremely late start today, so usually this doesn't come into play, but it just passed to 5 p.m., and so they dimmed themselves slightly. I should probably just remove that as a thing that happens and push it later into the evening. Anyway, Modazushi, season 2, episode 1. I don't really know what we're going to do here. I know that we are back to present time. As far as I can tell, we have pretty much seen the solution to everything that happened in the past, and are now looking toward this new life for Wei Ying or Wei Wuxian, and seeing how he interacts with Lan Wangji, given their difficult separation at the end of the past timeline. I almost said past series, but that's not quite right, because at the end of the past series, we actually had their second reunion, right? They're meeting again in the cloud recesses, which have been, for the most part, rebuilt and kind of wonderful. And we had Wei Wuxian find some hidden bottles or jugs or jars or whatever of Emperor's Smile wine, which is very cute given their history with that particular wine, and the number of times that Lan Wangji admonished him for drinking it and stealing it and being bad. So Lan Wangji has become a little bit bad himself, which is kind of endearing and really cute. What conflict is going on in the present? I don't know. The only thing that we know of really is the arm thing and the evil statue thing and some of the evil cultivation thing that got those other guys who we didn't really like very much killed at the very, 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 very beginning of the series. So maybe that will be the conflict moving forward, but maybe it'll be something else that's just beginning to brew out there in the world, the return of the Wens or something horrible. I really don't know. So I'm kind of ready to find out. I've heard a lot of people talking up season 2, saying things like, well, you thought season 1's animation and art was impressive, just wait. Okay. I think we've waited long enough. I think it's time to find out whether we agree and whether we think that season 2 is as awesome as some people have said it is. I certainly hope so. Anyway, I think I've blathered quite enough here at the beginning, and I'm a little scattered today. Sorry, but I'm ready to go ahead and get started and watch this first episode, see how it goes. So I've gone and picked up the Godong subs full batch thing, and I'm using the hard subbed version so that I can later on in the discussion we can like skim through it and the subs will still line up, which is always nice. So I have episode 1 of season 1, or of season 2, up and ready to go. It is at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, down in the description, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. The picture-in-picture version will have the video in it, up in the corner, but it won't have discussion at the end or beginning here. So it's just the video portion. And the timer-based version will have discussion at the end, so stick around for that if you want it. And if you want to use your own copy of the episode and sync it up with the timer-based version on YouTube, you can totally do that. That's what the timer is for. Just get it ready because there will be a beep beep timer to count you down to 0 when we'll start the episode, and it'll be coming at you right now. We're good? We're good? We're recording? We're good? Okay, great. Lovely. Let's do it. All right. Starting off strong with a corn. I'm going to turn my audio down slightly. Just my output. I'll be able to manage the rest of it in post. Densetsu BC May. So, do we get a new OP and ED? I assume so. What will they be? I'm really excited for the new OP, assuming that there is one, because the last one was freaking amazing. Ooh, we got a little warning. Okay. Whoa. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Hmm. When Ruohan. Hey, buddy. Oh, geez. So how powerful is this guy? Oh. That powerful. Oh. Whoa. Oh, God. Was that Nie? Yeah. Who was that? This music. Oh! Oh, that camera movement was amazing. Nope. Nope. Get the hell out of there. Uh-oh. Way. Oh. Oh. Is that... Was that... Young Wen? Oh! Really? In disguise? Oh, so this is the same song, different animation. Cool, 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 cool. It's not quite the same. Bird in a cage, okay. That's a new character. So it is the same. Cloud's Longing Arc, Episode 1. Whoa. Okay, that's cool. Okay, that's beautiful. Holy shit. Okay. Unlaying Golden Carp Tower, okay. Hmm. So is that the towers that we zoomed out of? Okay. Cool. Hmm. That's a lot of surveillance, but no reason to suspect anything weird. Okay. Hmm. Discussion conference. Oh, severed arm. All right, so that is a thing. Transition, transition. Mm, good to see it again. Hey, it's Apple? Little Apple. Huh? Huh. Uh. Oh, flute. uh. Okay. Back at it, being crazy. Lanchan? Mm-hmm. White robes. Those scars from that whip? uh you just demonic cultivate a leaf into a little servant? Oh. Oop. You've been spotted. And now you realize exactly who you were messing with. How did you get those pants on so fast? That's some magic right there. Yeah, buddy. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. The sunburst? Oh. Ghost hand, go bad. Wow, this is amazing. We feels like we're just right back into it. Oh, geez. That is a lot. You know, it would be really nice if you had a demonic cultivator who could like just deal with that. Assuming that's how it works. Ah, geez. That does not look good. Yeah, I don't know, but it just did. Okay. Well, he's totally given himself up now. Or given himself away. That's Uncle, right? Recognition. From all of the watchtowers? Is that what we're seeing? Oh. Oh. And it ends up like a duet. Whoa. Absorbing? Suppressing? I don't know. Hmm. Hmm. Not even a little bit. That little hesitation, eh? Hmm. 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 That's the statue it came from? I'm not sure. So there's another. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. It just twitched. No, I saw that. You might want to back up. So it was the watchtowers. Okay. So why are the watchtowers evil? Hmm. Oh, that's helpful. Cornetto ad? Are they all lining up to buy? Oh, that's ridiculous. What? What? Okay. That's ridiculous. I love it. Hmm. That's pretty spooky. We have talked about that amulet. It's been 10 years since. So is this the time that he was beginning? Or is this something else? Ooh, that's nice and spooky. That's really spooky. A woman's voice. Oh, hi. Creepy lady. Uh. Well, this is straight out of a horror movie. I see. Uh-huh. Okay. I think there's plenty of evil in it sticking around. So no explanation for the creepy wailing, or was that just her? It must have been. Or the... Wait, is that Wending? Or is that... What the fuck is that? Whoa. That's pretty cool. Whoa. Wow. Is that... There's Shiji? No. That woman. Is that it? Little ad for the app, I assume. Okay. And that's it. Cool. Well, this was interesting. I think the first thing that I want to mention is that it's kind of awesome that it just feels like we're straight back into it. Like nothing has really changed. It's just whoosh, very very smooth into a new season. I suppose because it's all from the same source material that wasn't broken up in the same way, so it feels like it's not broken up. Um, okay, difficult to get back into names and little bits of memory. For example, I was confused by Mo is Yu. Oh, sorry. But that's the boy who he reincarnated into the body of. I just hadn't remembered that. I didn't remember anything about tokens for passage, but okay, cool. Things that came up. So Nie H many vowels song. Uh, uh, he he dealt the killing blow to Wen Rohan, the guy that was like the most powerful ever. Got killed by the guy that was like almost nobody. Okay, and now that guy is the head cultivator and is seemingly a little bit suspicious. I don't know if I'm just reaching here or going a little weird here, but that whole setup with the watchtowers and the guy being like, yeah, people were suspicious of you when you first started putting out the watchtowers. If you put out 2,000 more, they'll be a little more suspicious. And then we get giant bursts, beams to the sky of resentful energy out of all of the watchtowers in the area. That seems a little off here. So kind of wondering if Nie has something weird going on. But we don't have enough information to really conjecture on that point. But something to keep an eye out for, I think. Okay, then beyond that, like demonic cultivation is just a thing that people are okay with doing now. Because we met that guy, and that guy was like, "I'm a demonic cultivator, and I want to find the Yiling Patriarch's treasure." So post Yiling Patriarch's death, demonic cultivation became an actual like accepted sect. I mean, the show is called Grandmaster of it, like founder of Diabolism. So I guess he founded that, and it kept on going after him. That's that's pretty cool. Okay. Okay. Um Token for passage. We've also got this thing of this discussion conference, which struck me as a thing that was being name dropped for a reason, but I don't know what. And also the Yiling Patriarch's treasure. And at the end of the last season, we made quite a bit of ado about specifically the Stygian tiger amulet as like a focal point of demonic cultivator power. That's interesting. And then we've got the bad ghost hand, and this idea of a shattered soul, as though that seems to be important. I'm not sure how or why, but that seems to be important. Okay, okay. So as far as story elements go, we're right back into it, focusing on the hand, trying to figure out where it came from, what it's all about, and specifically like why and who put it there for what reason. Um, and was it aimed at the Gusulan or was it aimed at Wei Ying now Mo? Seems unclear. The Lan Clan people seem convinced that it was an attack against them specifically, but there's a little bit of uncertainty there that I don't know, makes me wonder. I'm not going to take anything Well, okay, I'm gonna take everything at face value until I have a reason to do otherwise, but I'm also gonna be suspicious of everything because I don't know what to be suspicious of, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, cool. So beyond the story elements that we got into, uh, production seems to be about on par with season one so far. Things that were instantly notable in this episode, there were a couple of cuts that were really cool. There was one in the opening sequence that we're going to definitely look at and frame by frame probably go through a couple of times, where all the characters rush up and then the camera freezes and spins around them and everything is spatially like correct. We saw an example of a similar thing in Owari Monogatari OP 1 and 2 for episodes 1 and 2. The Ogi Formula OP, where something similar was done, and I found it really impressive there, and it's even significantly more impressive here because there's a lot more stuff going on spatially. So we'll look at that, and then general characters and the way they're drawn and just the action and the way it's animated and the way that things move in the show is lovely. It's just lovely. The very very opening sequence where we pull out from the watchtowers with the it's not the very it's the opening sequence of the present timeline, where we pull out from the watchtowers and there are these just immense rocky outcroppings covered in gorgeous foliage. That shot was stellar and a bit beyond some of the CG work, even in the background that was done in season one. So that's cool, and it speaks of good things to come. And then the other notable element, especially during the opening history lesson segment, was the music, which was instantly amazing in season one as well, but it took a little while to get up to that kind of like power in the musical arrangements during some of the combat and conflict scenes. Whereas here we get to start off with it right away, which is nice. It's awesome. It's awesome. All right. So overall, very impressed by the first episode. Very very pleased by it. The Cornetto ads have gotten more interesting? I don't know. I don't know. Oh man, and then the burning map that burns away and leaves the exactly that image behind it is such a cool idea. And then this whole sequence, the music is just playing and it's kind of amazing. But once we actually get into some battle and we get, I think for the first time we see when Rohan like going all out, and it is terrifying. Frankly, it is terrifying. Yeah, here where the music starts. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, so let's find that one cut. Okay, and then we've got Wei doing stuff. I'm going to hold on. There's something stuck in my up key on my keyboard. Okay, now it works. There was just a little piece of, I don't know, it actually looked like a little piece of plastic that was stuck under there. Okay, that way I can control up and control down our speed. Gosh, this effects animation is lovely. It's lovely. All right, where was that one cut where they all jump up and then we do a little whoosh around them? Gonna go double speed. Oh, and the way he hangs for a moment before. Very cool. Okay. Double speed again. Just catch the sword. Put it over here. Oh, that's badass in a very terrifying way. Punch his guts out. It's once everyone there. Okay. And that. Okay. So we're relatively static. We turn a little bit, pull out, spinning, and then here we start to, yeah. We begin to move the camera this way. And there are things still happening. It's not like we freeze and then move. I'm going to lower the speed, actually. Let's do that. The number of things in foreground and background. Yeah, and then we move subtly around them, like full 90 degrees. Wow, and then we cut as he's thrusting forward. Again, like the choreography in these whirling fight scenes that are rather frequent in season 1 is always kind of stellar and well thought through, but that was lovely. I mean, that was amazing. Oh, and then the wind effects here, and the bits and pieces of things that seem to be swept up into this spiral of almost like a force shield. Just awesome. Okay, and then we get, yeah. So I'm a little bit confused as to who actually struck this final blow. I I guess it wasn't Nie? No, but it was. And then he pulls his robe off, and it's the, yeah, okay, it's Nie. And then we're presenting him as the hero of the battle. Okay. So we get a new OP sequence, and we're just gonna go through the whole thing at increased speed because copyright. At increased speed, a lot of familiar imagery, really lovely. That smile is cute. Standing on a bridge together. Symbols in the background for each of the characters or the sects. We get a is that Go? I assume so. It might not be. Wow, that pull from the eye out is kind of awesome. So we get that flag and then this pull out from the eye. Very cool. And then for this segment, which is where we had reflections on a sword, right? We had them dancing or battling on the blade of a sword as it passed by, made out of like inkiness. We instead get similar combat sequences in the shadow of this teacup. Then we get this bird in a cage scene. Like they've chosen to insert elements of action and animation into things on the table and things in the cloud recesses, which is really cool. This character is new, I think, unless that's someone that we know in a different outfit. It's not. I don't think so. No, in fact, it couldn't be their Shichi because she's dead. Oh, right. Okay, and then we pull out from this. I mean, it's the only place where you see any kind of flaw in the CG of the scene is the slight artifacting that we get around the crispy edges of the like fine filigree in this spinning thing. That's because it's moving in so many directions and just is difficult to do. But this whole sequence looks better than reality, except for that. And once that gets far away enough, it doesn't matter. Though we do have a bit of shimmering light artifacting on top of it. It's the leaves and the foliage and just the quantity and clarity of them that's really impressive. And I think that there's a bit of... Nope, they remain pretty crispy clear. I was going to say that I thought that there was a bit of depth of field stuff going on where they start out blurry out here and then come into focus and then blurry out in the background, but I think they remain crispy the whole time. Wow, that is beautiful. And then the sky with these little bits of glimmers of almost lens flare. And then Nia here. And he's taken on the red dot at the center of the forehead. I don't know if that has any specific meaning. Although when Ruohan had a similar thing, didn't he? Is that a symbol of being the head cultivator or something similar? Uncertain. So deploying men to raise funds to build 2,000 more watchtowers, manned by all the clans in turn. Excuse to line your own pockets, right? It's a little bit suspicious. What was the line that was said when this flower petal falls? Three of us became sworn brothers. The utmost wish of restoring peace to the world, and then a petal falls. Oh, when we say that eldest brother passed away in his prime, we have that leaf, or that petal fall. So it's the loss of one. That's cool. And then those two carps in red and white, when clan colors, are scared away by a golden carp, which is they're in Golden Carp Tower, right? That's kind of cool. There's a lot of little bitty details there. Okay, and then severed arm, where did it come from? And that's our perfect time to transition into Kusu, the cloud recesses. We've got new angles on all of it, which is kind of lovely. It's great to see it again. Nice to see Little Apple again. And he's still investigating the wine. And he finds a flute. So, Lanwangji, or Lanjan. I'm going to go with Lanjan, because it's a lot easier to say. He's been making flutes? Or did he keep a flute? I wonder. It is snapped off at the end, isn't it? The way that the original flutes were. I have a feeling he kept it as a keepsake. Interesting. This feels very much like a very familiar situation with the finding him bathing in the pool, seeing the scars, and we know where those are from. He doesn't realize it at the moment, but we know where those scars are from. We know the exact time, and we know that he was present for it, which is kind of awesome. Troublesome without a token, so he's just trying to run away. And Little Apple doesn't want him to. We get to the pool. This is kind of cool that he creates this little leaf creature to do things for him. Whoosh. Nope. How did he get his clothes on that fast? Art. Whoa, poor little leaf thing. And he tries to play it off like an idiot. Yeah, got that scar. And suddenly there is something else that we need to take care of, and it is Vawiscawe. That ghost hand is horrifying, but he is playing his zither to it. We can see other cultivators, high-level cultivators, with the cloud patterns, so who have seemingly tried and failed and been knocked out by this thing. And by its power. By its power. Okay. And then he comes in, sits down. Hold on, where's the sequence where he sits down? Because I think he does like hook his ankle into the crook of his knee and then drop to a cross-legged position, which is a really fun way to sit down. Something that you learn in yeah, he kind of does. He actually does just a cross and then a split. But yeah, you learn those things when you when you break dance. Okay. Let's not talk about that. And then they end up playing a duet together, which is kind of cool. Told to stop playing. Yeah, it is broken off at the end. We get this pillar of resentful energy that shoots up forth from the mountain and then is followed by many others from the watchtowers, I assume, since that's what we pulled away from. I assume. Why is there resentful energy congregated at the watchtowers? Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree here, but seems a little bit suspicious. Okay. And they've got these cool arcane shield things. And then by our powers combined, we get one red thread and one blue thread. Whoosh, whoosh. And then this, I guess, suppressing seal of some kind. And the arm falls to rest. Okay. And then we talk about the soul of the hand's owner being cut apart, which is, I guess, an unfamiliar technique to either of them, and not something that our young Yiling patriarch reincarnated seems to really recognize. Dismembered body, shattered whole soul. What kind of fierce hatred? I don't know. I do not know. Yeah, who is that? An impressive cultivation base. Stroke, stroke. So he believes that the hand was targeted at their clan. Malicious person. No, the one who released the ghost hand is. And then that's the statue that the hand came from originally, right? Uncertain. Soul expel seal. To keep one's soul out of one's body? So, would that have been what Mo Chuan Yu used to remove his own soul from his body and allow Wei Ying's soul in? That's kind of the vibe that I got from it. Kind of unclear on some of the specifics of the cultivation stuff, as I was before, which is fine. Don't necessarily need to be, and I'm sure that there are people who will see fit to enlighten me in the comments, which I genuinely appreciate. I'm going to be trying to do comment spotlights a little bit more frequently going forward. I've never really done one for Modazushi, so you probably don't know what those are, but if you watched Banana Fish or any of the shows during that period, I was inserting comments that had given me interesting information or cool background or cool thoughts on what was going on in the series into the beginning discussion, because it's a great way to like inform you of the things that I've read or been informed of, and also to give us like a jumping off point for initial discussion, which is really helpful. It just takes a little bit more work in post to do that. So I will be trying to do that in the future. So if you want your comment to be spotlighted, make good comments. That's it. Okay. And yeah, all of these towers did a thing, sending 20 disciples to each location. Find leads, and we're going where it's pointing. Okay, then. And then we get this crazy cornetto ad, which is really goofy. And then is it Wen Ning? Is it the ghost general who tries to eat some cornetto? Also, do they actually sell cornettos with like genuine pieces of berries in them? Because that sounds really good. Sounds really tasty. So yeah, who was that? I don't know. Okay. And then we enter this amazing horror sequence. Like, okay, cool. We have a scene where we get like creepy voices from over there. This particular scene where we feel like we're in the view of some kind of spiritual creature whooshing by, but when they turn around, there's nothing there, right? And that's really spooky. Everything here is really spooky, and it's wonderful. Even this, just using that to obscure the face, so that we don't know if that's a person or a corpse at that moment until he moves. It's a little bit of a jump scare even then when he moves a little. It works. And then a similar tracking shot here, really cool. And it's as though he like teleported to the blade almost. Do you see that? Is that a thing that he can do? Just like fly the blade somewhere and just whoosh to it? Just bamf over there? It's kind of awesome if it is. Even if it's not, it's still really badass. Okay, but turns this guy into a quivering mess. He recognizes him, uses his formal name, or his courtesy name. That's it. And he says this specifically: as a demonic cultivator, I naturally wish to find the Yiling Patriarch's treasure, which, I mean, it's not even an implication. It states clearly that there are demonic cultivators out there, and they're, like, normal. He doesn't seem afraid to reveal that he's a demonic cultivator. It's not like he's doing something illegal at this point. So that's a really interesting wrinkle. What has changed, and what is the opinion of the world on demonic cultivation over the last 10 years? What's gone on there? I don't know. And were the experiences from 11 years ago in any way related to Wei Ying? Because that's around the time frame where he was first discovering demonic cultivation. But I think it seems like it's simultaneous but unrelated or separate in some way, as though there is some other powerful demonic cultivator doing something. The noises suddenly started again, and then we get this blast of wind with this horrible wailing. Yeah. Oh, it's really creepy. I love it. Also, can we just mention hair blowing? Looks really freaking good. Like, Looks really freaking good. Holy crap. All right, and then we've got these nondescript female shapes, but it turns out it's just that woman. It's sort of like a you do this in horror movies when you're trying to amp up the tension a little bit, but then it's nothing, and then it's creepy, but then it's nothing, and then it's creepy, and it's something, or you get no knowledge that it's creepy. It's just boom, something's there. You actually see this a lot in faux horror movies as well. Think Tucker and Dale or Cabin in the Woods, um, horror films that are actually parody. You see that a lot. The build up to what feels like a jump scare gets you tense, and then just disperses all of that tension by showing you what's actually there and having it be nothing. But then we get this scene where clearly somebody got murdered in that house. Like right there, at this particular moment, somebody is getting murdered and their blood is splattering all over the walls. Or is that what she's seeing and they're not? I don't know. But I'm curious. And that's kind of part of the point, isn't it? There's some cool stuff going on here. I don't know what to think about it, but it's pretty cool. And then we get this guy who almost serves as the role of the harbinger, although he's just the night watch, walking by and explaining who she is and what she's dealt with. Nobody knows what she had seen. Leaves a small role for her. So it's 3 to 5 a.m., the wee hours of the night. And then we get this. So I don't quite recognize that face, but I'm thinking that's Wen Ning, but I'm really not sure. Is he wearing Wen robes? We saw something, right? No, he's wearing black or gray robes. Okay, and then when the demonic cultivator guy is talking about the ghost general's reappearance, is it the same robes that he's wearing? It does look like it. It's got those two lighter colored things across the shoulders. It definitely does look like it. And he does have the same, like, two little hair things, although multiple characters do. I mean, Lanjan does. Wei Ying does, but his are a little more scruffy. Okay. Something weird did happen here. Indeed. Indeed, I think something weird is still happening here. And then we get these really cool, like, detailed digital paintings for the ED visuals, which are kind of lovely. I really like these. One with the deep red sky for Wei Ying, and then the blues and little bits of green in the water for Lanjan. And then some other things here. And then these two, that's the Shiji, isn't it? The wonderful one who is not here anymore. And the guy that she was set to marry, right? I think so. And these two hanging out. Really cool. A completely different usually I don't love art, official or not, where the style has been changed significantly from the original. It just doesn't land with me because I associate everything with those characters. But these sort of almost watercolory digital paintings are really gorgeous. They're really nice. I like them a lot. I like them a lot. Especially the sort of the pastelliness and the way the colors flow into whites and out of them again. Really nice. Yeah. And sometimes these bits of rough edges, little bits of as though it's ink that's fading. Very cool. Okay. So, that is episode 1 of season 2 of Modazushi, and it was really neat. That's about all I got to say right now. It was really neat. I strongly enjoyed it. I'm curious to see how we build this up into, like, where does this go from here? Are we just going to track down this hand? Or are we going to track down the hand and in the process discover something much greater and larger? Maybe a conspiracy. Hmm. Maybe. I don't know. In any case, I think that's all I have to say about this episode. I have been Teeaboo. This has been Modazushi Season 2, Episode 1. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And as always, I hope to catch you next week in the next one, which will probably be Episode 2. Maybe Episode 2 and 3. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. But if there's anything that I missed or just totally misunderstood, or just things you want to say about this episode and the content thereof, or things you want to remind me of from the last season that I might have forgotten and have made clear that I've forgotten by being a bumbling idiot, then please feel free to leave that stuff in the comments. It will be appreciated. I do read all the comments. I would also really appreciate not spoiling anything that hasn't happened yet. It's really helpful considering that being blind is kind of part of the whole shtick. So I would appreciate no spoilers, but if you can refrain from spoilers and there is information that would be, you think, useful or helpful in any way, throw it in the comments and maybe we will talk about it and I'll shout out your name and stuff in the next episode. Okay? Anyway, this has been really fun. I hope you've enjoyed it too, and I hope to catch you next week in the next one. Peace.